two females inside, Hope and Winter. So they all kind of have their personalities, and you'll see that here throughout this training session. So what I'm first going to talk to you guys about today is how we train our animals. And we train through positive reinforcement. That just simply means we pay lots of positive attention to the things that we like to see, and then we simply ignore the behaviors that are undesirable. So it's okay if Nick does not choose to partake in a specific behavior or a training session. We'll just simply maybe ask again, or we'll come back to it later. And during these training sessions, he is getting fed his daily diet. So in the morning we make that diet, and then we disperse it all throughout the day. Now the first are the three reasons that we train here at the aquarium are for husbandry behaviors, which are just medical management behaviors, cognitive, which is exercising the brain, and high energy behaviors to stay nice and fit. So that first behavior that I'm going to talk about is our husbandry behaviors, which, like I said, refers to medical management. So we want to make sure that all of our animals under human care here are getting the right physicals and making sure that they stay healthy. So what we can do, we can ask the animals to lay out for us. So for the dolphins, we can ask for a dorsal layout. We can ask for them to present their tail flukes, also open their mouth. We can ask lots of different behaviors that we can look over their whole entire body. So some other behaviors that we can ask are to collect samples. So that's what we would collect: blood samples, urine samples, chuff samples. That just is where they would exhale out of their blowhole, and we can collect a sample from their lungs. And this is how we look over the animal's body and the insides. So we do a variety of different husbandry behaviors. Now over in the far pool here, you'll be seeing Julia insert a tube down Nicholas's throat. This is called hydration. So he voluntarily accepts this behavior, so he knows to swallow that tube whole. Now, keep in mind, dolphins do not have a gag reflex like humans, so it does go down easy. And like I said, this is all voluntary, so he can choose whether or not to participate in this behavior. Now, we do approximations where we simply just show him the tube, maybe touch his tongue, just simple little baby steps so that he can get used to that behavior. And now what this behavior does is we can feed him water down into his stomach. So dolphins get their water content from their fish. Under human care, their fish is already dead, so we have to make up for that loss of water content. And this is how we would do it. So once he does this behavior, we're going to jackpot him with a bunch of fish because we're telling him, good job. So here's a reward. And like I said, some other husbandry behaviors we do are sample collections. We can do a blood layout where we would ask him to turn over and present tail flukes. Just because the tail flukes is where you would see the veins, so that's where you collect blood. Now, with Winter inside, she does not have those tail flukes, and we would collect blood from that dorsal fin. That's another spot where you can see those veins. So that second behavior that I'm going to go into is cognitive behaviors, and that is just exercising the brain. We want to make sure our animals under human care are staying nice and smart, their brains are staying nice and sharp. So some behaviors we can ask are match to sample, where they would see an item and they would have to go match that item to the matching pair on the other side of the pool. So they'd have to pick out that same item from a variety of objects. Now, a behavior that Nick is learning right now is to kick a ball with his tail flukes. He also knows the behavior to hit the ball with his rostrum. So cognitive is all about learning. So right now we're going to ask Nick to kick that ball with his tail flukes, and he has to discriminate between the hand signals that we give him so that he doesn't hit it with his rostrum. If you guys want to take a look, we're going to do a little demonstration here. So we can't speak dolphin, so we communicate with our hands. You may have also heard that whistle being blown. So to Nick, what that means is he did the correct behavior. When he hears that whistle, he knows he did the correct behavior, he can terminate it, and then a reward is going to follow. So that whistle just simply connects the behavior to the reward. So with cognitive behaviors, they can also learn a variety of different behaviors. We can ask them for mimicry behaviors. Out in the wild, they are always learning in their environment. They can also mimic other dolphins. So say we would ask for a sway, so that's hands going side to side. He knows to mimic that behavior. Maybe going up and down, he can also mimic that behavior. So dolphins are constantly learning, and we want to make sure that their brain is being exercised under human care. So the third behavior I'm going to talk about is physical exercise, or high energy behaviors. So our dolphins here, obviously they live under human care in pools. Out in the wild, they can travel up to 50 miles a day and swim over 25 miles per hour. So we want to make sure that our dolphins here are exercising as much as they would in the wild. So we ask for some physical exercise like speed swims, maybe some high jumps out of the air, a variety of behaviors that would exert that energy so that they can stay fit. Nick does weigh about 350 pounds, and we're always constantly feeding him his diet, so we want to make sure that we don't end up with a fluffy dolphin. So what we're going to do right now is a new behavior. He knows to hurdle that pole. So Julia just sent the behavior or the signal. You heard that whistle? No, the thing at the end there, that's an almost flare. So like I said earlier, our dolphins have their own personalities. Nick likes to celebrate after something that he did correct. So you'll be seeing a couple of flares, after behavior that he does correctly. So those are the three main reasons that we train our animals here. All of our training, the first step for that is done with a target pole. So you guys may have seen, I don't know, in the winter zone, maybe here, maybe some other facility, we have a target pole and it has a buoy attached to it. This is the target pole with the buoy on the end. And this is how we train all of our behaviors here. So they start by touching their rostrum to the end of that buoy. Once they do that behavior correctly, they can learn to do other behaviors and more complex behaviors, such as flipping in the air or doing a speed swim around the pool. So dolphins are very smart. Now you guys may be wondering how Nicholas was rescued and why he is here. So Nicholas was rescued back in 2002. He just turned 15 this summer. He was actually rescued with his mother, Noelle. Now, if you guys know what time of year this would be, Nicholas and Noelle, what kind of names those are from? Christmas, correct. So he was rescued with his mother, Noelle. She unfortunately did not survive and passed away a couple of days later due to a respiratory infection, something like human pneumonia. So she passed away a couple of days later. Nick did sustain second and third degree sunburn from the sun when he was beached with his mother on dry land for a long period of time. So dolphins are susceptible to sunburn if they stay out of the water for a long time because that water acts like a natural sunscreen to them. So as Nick swims around his pool, you may see those white scars on his back. That is just the scar tissue. So completely healed, but he did have to heal those sunburns. Took about 10 months to heal. So you'll see the animal care specialist here today. They might give him some back rubs across it. He doesn't react. He's okay. It's just the scar tissue that left behind. So now you guys might be wondering, well, why is he not released if he's okay? Well, Nick was only about 6 months old when he was rescued, and then his mother died, so that left him an abandoned cat. Now, out in the wild, babies stay with their mom for about 3 to 7 years of life to learn all of those survival skills that they need to survive out on their own. So if we just put Nick out back in the water, he probably would not survive on his own because he never learned to catch or hunt for his own food, also communicate with other dolphins, or stay away from predators. So he will remain one of our permanent residents here. He's doing very well. So we reward our animals with reinforcement. And types of reinforcement that we provide are obviously food, so their daily diet. We can also provide some tactile, which would be back scratches, maybe some belly rubs. Some of our animals seem to really enjoy that. We can also offer environmental enrichment devices. So environmental enrichment devices is just a fancy word for toys. And we can reward the animals with that either during a session or after a session. They really seem to enjoy playing with those items. So today I just want to thank you guys for coming out here and supporting our mission of rescue, we have released. We couldn't do it without you guys. I just want to remind you guys that we only interact with our animals here under human care because they depend on us for human interaction. We don't want to interact with animals out in the wild because that can disrupt their natural behavior. So we want to stay up our business and we want to view from afar. We don't want to try and interact, harass, or even swim dolphins because of disrupting that natural behavior. So I want to thank you guys for coming out today. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask the intern, volunteer, or even a staff member. And I hope you enjoy the rest of the day. Here's the clear water.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh yeah, this is
You know the Dolphin yeah, that's the de tierra, la otra vez.
Track them based off their fins. It's just damage over time. Some I guess is like a natural structure, and other ones is like just obviously accident. Dory. Dory? No. I mean, our both.